The problem isn't if the earthquake is going to be happening. It absolutely is just a matter of when. We've put several hundred faults together with 7% of the nation's population. The end result is a huge amount of assets potentially at risk from earthquakes.
It's better if it happens sooner because the longer it delays, the more strain has to be released.
What's the average time in between these earthquakes? Since about 180 years. And how long has it been since the last one? 300 years.
We have seen them as close together as 45 and as far apart as 300.
Things you sometimes don't think about are liable to be big problems. For example, many of our lifelines would be cut.
When you look at really big structures, high rises and big bridges, we really haven't subjected them to significant big earthquake because we haven't had one in the United States in the last 50 years.
People aren't necessarily prepared. Like, are you prepared to go 3 days without water? Are you prepared to not have your stove or a roof over your head? And people get cavalier about that. They think, oh, well, I'll figure it out. But now if you have millions of people figuring it out and not being prepared, that's where we have the question.
Psychologically being ready for this is probably one of the best things you can do to prepare.
It's 10 a.m. The largest earthquake to hit Southern California in modern times has just begun. Some people react appropriately, others don't. In the intense shaking, nearly 1,500 buildings collapse. Infrastructure is severely compromised, and 300,000 buildings suffer significant damage. The rupture travels 200 miles northwest along the San Andreas Fault, violent shaking lasting as long as 2 minutes in some areas. Finally, the earthquake is over. Many of the lifelines of Southern California have been disrupted. A large number of people are trapped in collapsed buildings. Over 1,600 fires start, some turning into super conflagrations. Millions of people are trying to use their phones, causing the system to become overloaded. In the months ahead, there will be tens of thousands of aftershocks. Residents will struggle to recover from the earthquake. There will be no water for weeks or months, and no electricity. Traveling from point to point within the city will be extremely difficult, and 255,000 people will be displaced from their homes. We are all in this together. We will suffer the consequences if we don't do our part right now. How quickly life gets back to normal after this disaster is up to you and those around you.